Uh,
Could you tell me a little bit about how Caring Friends started?
yeah, yeah. See, as I told you, when I came into association with Baba Amte and Maharogi Seva Samiti, within a couple of years, I became very close associate. I became very closely associated with Baba Amte. In fact, in less than 2 years, he started me treating like his son. He became my mentor, my friend, philosopher, and guide. He was a very large hearted person. He told me, what you are doing for Maharogi Seva Samiti is wonderful, but there are many other good institutions and individuals all across India, and whenever you get an opportunity, try to help as many as you can. So uh, he personally introduced me to quite a few other good individuals who were running excellent institutions, and they became my friends also. And I started supporting those institutions also till 1992 end. I was working with a large industrial group, Birlas, in a senior position, and there was quite a bit of work for Maharogi Seva Samiti also. So I did not have much time to support any other institution. But in the beginning of 93, when I left Birla after 32 years, then I started my own business with a partner. So once I entered my own business, then I started devoting more time to charitable activities and other charitable institutions. So uh, between 1993 and 2003, from one institution of Maharogi Seva Samiti, I became attached to nearly six other institutions. In 2003, I decided to devote all my time to humanitarian work. So I talked to my partner and told him that I am no more interested in business. You take over the company and I shall concentrate on humanitarian work. So after 2003, I am devoting all my time to uh, humanitarian work. But still, we had no name. I always believed in working silently without any publicity for myself or for my work. So it was going on like that. In 2005, we were holding a fundraising function for Baba Amted Maharogi Seva Samiti. It was a big function, and at the end of the function, uh, one Mr. Nimesh Sumati, he came. He was a young person, about 25 years younger to me. He came to me and told me that this institution seems to be very good. The function was also very good, and that he would be interested to meet me separately. So he came to visit me after about 15-20 days. We could see that we were on the same wavelength. We had a long meeting of more than 3 hours, and he became closely associated with me. During the next 1 year, we became very closely associated with it. And at that time, we had about 8 institutions. He joined hands with me in January 2005, and then uh, one and one we became 11, and the work expanded at fairly large speed. Till that time, we used to call ourselves Mumbai Group of Friends. Gradually, people from other cities also became interested in participating in this concept. Still there was no name. It used to be called Mumbai Group of Friends. But as people from other cities and even other countries started uh, joining with us, then they all said that now Mumbai Group of Friends is not the right name. So you should decide on a new name. Nimesh suggested Caring Friend, and we just adopted that name. And the philosophy of the Caring Friends was very simple. Anyone who is interested in helping the underprivileged, the lowest of the low, as Mother Teresa calls them, is a caring friend. No form to be filled up, no fees to be paid, no commitment. The only commitment was the commitment of the heart to help the underprivileged, to help the downtrodden. That was the only requirement. We did not register it with Charities Commissioner or any other under act or any other act of the government, with the result that it remains a totally informal institution even today. And since we are not a legal person, we cannot open a bank account. We do not have a PAN number which is required for everything. So we cannot accept any donation in our own name. All that we do is to find out good institutions, extraordinary institutions doing wonderful humanitarian work, and link them to the donors. Apart from the fund part of it, we also try to help these institutions to broaden their vision, to improve their efficiency. We arrange for their training. We support them with the proper staffing in every possible way, whatever help they need. It's not only the money, it's much larger vision of guiding them, helping them, and taking them to the new levels. So now, by the grace of God, we are working with more than 30 institutions all over India in the name of the Caring Friend. And apart from that, I also help many other institutions in my individual capacity from my family.
Ramesh, as you know, I'm volunteering for Snehalia.
Yeah.
Could you give me a brief assessment of how you feel about their past, present, and the future of Snehalia?
Snehalaya is a wonderful institution, and the main reason is its founder, Dr. Girish Kulkarni. He is an extraordinarily compassionate person, and he founded Snehalaya. Although his family was by and large very supportive, when they came to know that he wants to keep 5 children of commercial sex workers in the house, in their own house, even they very strongly resisted. They said, Girish, this is not done. You build some shelter for them or something and keep the children there and help them, but we cannot keep them in our own house. However, especially her mother was very reluctant. However, Girish was very insistent that as he does not have a shelter at that moment, he had no institution at that time, no building, nothing. So he said, this is, at least for the time being, I have to keep them in the house and then see that they grow in a proper way. And if this is not acceptable to you, I am willing to stay with the children separately. Ultimately, the family yielded, and he kept the children for quite some time in his house. And this passion of Girish has remained as strong as ever. It was in around 2003 that one of my friends from Netherlands, Dr. Nico Nobel, introduced me to Snehalaya. Both of us traveled together to Snehalaya, and Dr. Nico briefed me about Girish's work with commercial sex workers. Uh, Girish and Dr. Nico Nobel, I went with Dr. Girish and Nico Nobel for the first time to the red light area of Ahmednagar and saw the conditions of these commercial sex workers. So that was somewhere in 2003, and since then I became closely associated with Girish and have been supporting Snehalaya financially by introducing other friends, by taking other friends to Snehalaya. So this experience has been very good. Snehalaya all along has been doing wonderful work, but their team needs to be much stronger. Fortunately, during the last 10 years, Girish has delegated a lot of work to his senior team member. Many of them have been with him fairly long time, and has relinquished any official position. But he continues to be the guiding spirit of Snehalaya. The work has expanded in too many directions, and there are quite a number of projects. Almost there are nearly 15 projects, and we have strongly counseled Girish not to expand in any further new activities, but to consolidate the work and improve its quality. For example, we have now a very beautiful school building with an investment of almost rupees 40 million, which is a very large sum. But the quality of the teachers is very poor, and we need to gear up this quality. We have already started making effort in this direction. I have put our chief coordinator of education projects, Mr. Rajiv Vartak, to upgrade the quality of Snehalaya as well as the quality of 8 Bal Bhavans with which Snehalaya is working. We have started training their teachers and all that, but it will take quite some time to bring the quality up to date. So also we have advised Girish to sort of try to recruit a chief executive who can coordinate all the activities under Girish. The requirement of funds of Snehalaya is fairly large. During the next year, beginning April 2016 to March 2017, Snehalaya may need more than rupees 40 million or more than rupees 4 crores. So, and this requirement is continuously going up because of the general increase in the cost of the living, inflation in the salaries of the employees and all that, and also trying to consolidate, improve the quality of our work. So we are very much sort of at the moment focusing on the improvement of our quality rather than expand the work. So my feeling is Snehalaya has a great future and it is doing great work. There is no doubt about it. And the beauty is whatever work they are doing, they do it with so much of compassion, so much of concern, so much of involvement. It is just amazing. I treat it as my good fortune to have come in close touch with an institution like Snehalaya and a person like Dr. Girish Kulkarni. Girish is so humble, so effacing, never tries to take credit for anything, always tries to pass on credit to his colleague, and that's the right attitude. But he has to build an effective team, and he respects our counsel and is trying to do that.
What message would you give to anybody wanting to get involved in this kind of work?
My strong advice would be get into it as soon as you can. Don't wait. Time to get involved in such humanitarian work is here and now. God has given us birth as a human being, and amongst all the millions of species, human being is the only species which is capable of thinking and with power of discrimination in good and evil, right and wrong, moral and immoral, ethical and unethical. This type of work is hugely satisfying, and when you get involved, more involved and fully involved in this type of work, you are always happy, you are always thinking how to do a little bit more, you are always trying to keep you are always trying to stretching out a little more to help a little more people, and it sort of rubs off on you, and sort of it also influences your children in a very positive way, and if they also sort of start feeling the impact of this, they also become more compassionate, they also want to help others, and in turn they also want to pass it on to their children. Just as an example, my son Ashish, elder daughter, is 13 years old, and they have motivated her, encouraged her, and she wants to already start teaching children in the slums, and we hope that we will be able to associate her with some good NGO by next year, and she will start learning the sort of how passionate and helpful this work can be.
Ramesh, you are a remarkable man and a true inspiration. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Thank you.
Sir, do not praise me. I think it's just sort of a God-given blessing that I had some sanskars of it's sort of inborn feeling of helping others, which was encouraged by the compassion of my father, and then God has been kind enough to bring me in association with such wonderful people that it is more I should say for my own happiness that I am working now and it is probably an incidental benefit that it benefits others. So it's every day is so full of joy, happiness. I'm looking forward to it, and although I'm 78, I think it keeps me fully fit, motivated, and running.
I was
So-
going to ask, what's your secret? You move like a youngster. Is that what's your secret?
That's only the credit goes only to this work. For the last 13 years, ever since I started devoting my full time to this work, every day has been a sort of full of challenges and full of happiness at the same time.
A person as a founder. Dhiren,